What's up, y'all? So, today's one of those Zoom meeting in bed kind of days. Alright. But it is a review Sunday. I still got my Broncos shirt on. Broncos won tonight. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Today, I was back to Orange. Whoa. Where am I at? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Orange. Alright. Overall, 7.5. No? Today was like 8. It was a good day. I want to say that being a 10 would mean almost no tinnitus in my ears. Some say tinnitus, some say tinnitus. Um, I want to say that the headache would be completely gone. I'd have no static in my vision. Um, but today it just didn't bother me much. So I think 8 might be about as good as I can do until I really start affecting the symptoms, like to where they're not showing up the same. Because they're still there, but today it didn't bother me. And I stayed busy, I was doing things. Actually, yeah, I did. The headache did build up for a while today. When was that? Yeah, it built up in the afternoon. Huh. After I had a little bit of sugar, it was like the tiniest bit. Went to a friend's house and they had some sparkling water and we put like a little bit of OJ and a little bit of like this fruit punch stuff. But it was sugar free, the fruit punch. So it was like stevia from that and a little bit of sugar from the orange juice. And my head kind of blew up. But then I ate food later and which is weird because it was carbs. It was like crackers and hummus. But I felt better. And then kind of felt better for the rest of the day. So I'm going to say 7.5. It did flare up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. All right. Because if I'm an 8, that's going to be yellow. And I definitely don't think I was yellow. Just because I'm still in the worry zone, you know? Like the green and the red, which no green right now, but the green means I feel like I can do things. And the red means I feel like I can't do things. All because of the way I feel. And yellow was where I was cautiously feeling like that. Like, okay, I feel like I can do things, but I still feel like the ball and chain is still attached to my leg. You know? I'm full of analogies. But, yeah. So the headache flared up, but it wasn't too bad. I'm going to give it a 4, actually. Okay, my sleep was pretty good. I'm going to say 8.5. My diet, I had a little dairy. Um, I ate at the friend's house. There was like enchilada sauce. It was this enchilada soup. It was amazing. And I had like 4 bowls of it. It had a little cream cheese in it. But it was, oh, so good. But I will call it, outside of that, it was really good. Really good diet. Um, and that wasn't really bad. It was just, I wasn't sure what was in it. So I wasn't sure how to count those calories either. I'm going to say that was around 2,500 all day. And my sugar was pretty low, other than those little mocktails, but it was like splashes of orange juice. Um, oh yeah, this is actually 40 from yesterday. I had a big old glass of orange juice, and that's like, it was like 30 grams of sugar right there. My sugar was real low. But I'm going to say 20 to be safe. I did have dairy. Bread. I had crackers. Crackers. Not really bread. They were like rice crackers, so I'm going to skip that. No cold. I went to the gym and had a nice hot shower after. It was beautiful. Then my exercise was a quick workout. Let me give that a 6. Wasn't bad. It was just quick. I had a little mindfulness this morning. Emotional was down as well. And environmental. No flashers. Neurofeedbacks tomorrow. I have a special Monday neurofeedback session. Went for football. And had a great time. Felt almost green for a while, with the exception of a few flares in my headaches. Still not out of the weeds yet. Put it that way. So my topic today is takeaway. So many times it feels like we're missing something in our diet, or we're like we can take a supplement or a pill or eat this food or this magic, mushroom type of thing. There's all these different foods that people swear by, or, we see a lot of it on like Instagram and stuff. People trying to sell these little products. But really, I think the most powerful thing anybody can do is evaluate, for their health, and when you're trying to feel better, is evaluate what you are eating, what you are intaking, the things you are doing. And I don't know if it's it's not, I think it's the best first step is to evaluate these things and take things away. Number one, it's free to remove things from your diet. So why start spending all this money on things? You're just throwing darts at a dartboard thinking, all right, let me try this supplement. Oh, maybe I'm low on magnesium or something, you know. So you hear these things and you hear, oh yeah, you know, if I start eating more, I don't know, chocolate, I'll feel better. Or if I start drinking caffeine, it'll be good for my headaches. I think the best first step is always backwards. You know, like in baseball, when the ball flies in the air at you, your first step is backward. All right? And that does a few things. Um, but because it's an analogy, I'm not going to go too far down that road. What I'm saying is take that step back first. Remove all of the things that could be affecting you negatively and try that out for a bit. And that you could go real in depth with that and take a whole elimination process and really learn a lot about yourself. Or just take a few things away from your diet. It's free. You can do it right now. The effects might be instant. You're probably going to learn something about yourself from it, and and these are already things that are affecting you, whether good or bad. So try that first, and then when you've gotten to a baseline and you're like, okay, nothing that I'm doing right now is affecting me negatively. Now maybe I'm missing something. That's when you take those steps. You do your research, you talk to your doctor, you try to figure out, take some blood tests, figure out what you might be missing. But the first step should be backwards. So, and a lot of times, I think really, for most people, like 8 out of 10 situations maybe, taking things away is the answer to a lot of your health problems. Okay? Most people are eating a lot of bullshit, a lot of garbage, and they just don't want to admit it. They don't want to face the truth that what they're eating and what they're doing isn't very healthy. Or they just don't know. But a lot of times people have their vices, they have their things that they just don't want to give up. They don't want to give up cheese, they don't want to give up bread and carbs and all this crap. All these things that are just not, back in the day, I think, like thousands of years ago, like there's a lot of bread in the Bible and things like that. Like people just lived off of a lot of foods that have just been modified these days. And we've grown a lot of sensitivities. We've developed a lot of these sensitivities over time. Like gluten intolerance, that didn't used to be a thing because, well, we weren't eating the same food as we are now. It's barely even food sometimes. It's just full of chemicals. And so we develop issues over time. And now they become staples in our diet, and then we don't want to give them up. And we're used to them. We've been eating them for our whole lives, and now all of a sudden, we're supposed to just not be all right with it anymore? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't want to give this up. I love my cheese sandwiches, whatever. A lot of dairy and a lot of gluten is not good for people. Dairy and gluten is not good for a lot of people. But those are things that people don't want to give up. Alcohol, another one people don't want to give up. Sugar, another one. So, taking things away is a lot of times the best way to go. I had a great time with friends today, and I've lost a lot of friends over the years, and I miss my friends, but um, life goes on or whatever, and I'm trying to do my best to um, be happy with the people that I have around me, um, people in my life currently, trying to appreciate them more than I have with others in the past, and just trying to do my best to create new friendships and look at the opportunities that I have, um, but the power of friendship. I mean, feeling good today, the way I was feeling almost green throughout a lot of the day and hanging out with friends, it was like, man, I haven't felt like this in a long time. I want to figure out a way to feel like this more often. And so, number one, I got to get my health and my shit together on my own. But number two, I want to share my good times with other people because I'm all right with being alone a lot of the time. But really, life is about relationships. You know, um, even if you're alone, I feel like a relationship with God is very important. So the relationships have a lot to do with our happiness. And I think that applies even to people who, quote unquote, would rather be alone, would rather be a loner. I think it even applies to them, even if it's a difficult conversation that we're opening up with that. So, anyway, this is a good day today. Reviewing, I've been looking at the neurofeedback. Remember last weekend I had neurofeedback on the 10th and the 8th. And on the 8th I had a different kind. And now I'm doing this protocol that I had on the 10th, and then I had an orange day. And then I didn't have neurofeedback until the 15th. But then look at that, an orange day. So I was on a streak of 2. Then I had neurofeedback on the 17th. Well, I didn't have an orange day. Oh, and this day was almost the best that I had felt in a long time. I wonder if I even put that. Headache was definitely present in the AM, but I was able to see through it, possibly because of neurofeedback. Felt almost. Here, let's do this. My eyes are like, dude, let's go to bed. Felt almost green at times today. Almost turned the day yellow if it wasn't for the early headache. So, yeah, amazing day. And then today, I should put that on here as well. Felt almost green at times again. Neurofeedback. See, I already put that. But I'm going to leave that at the front too. That's fine. So I'll see it. Okay, close that up a little bit. Yeah, and it wasn't the day after. I mean, yesterday was red, but the day after that, I was really feeling really good. So, and another day like this, if I can string a couple days in a row, I might be in the yellow, I think. I feel confident right now, and I hope that lasts. Um, Everything else has been really consistent. I mean, as far as the things in my control. Overall, and headache, those are kind of results. And sleep is like, how did I sleep? But I can control that still. Diet, I can control. Calories, I can control. All this, I can control. Um, and then there's emotional and environmental. Emotional, I can only control to an extent that I can control my emotions. Um, but and environmental, I can't. But these are the two that are like, well, what's the stress in my life, you know? So I can very limited control over those. Everything else I have control over except for sleep, kind of, but except for overall in health. And yeah, I'm also still tracking the BMs. Yep, I I took that off for nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch that. So I just figured I'd leave that out. So yeah, what do I got? I started going red right around there. It's like, what happened? What happened there? Well, I was eating a lot of dairy. And then I wanted to give myself 1 week after that. That was on the 6th, then to the 13th, where I'm starting to feel some orange days. Um, and I had a couple dairies. Okay, gotta be careful. Yeah, I don't like that. It wasn't much dairy, I will say that. It wasn't like I was eating a whole bunch of cheese or something this time.